Merry meet and welcome to Witchy Wednesday here at Ariel's Corner. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Diane and the lovely Vanessa. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely Deline. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you to everybody for joining us today for this Witchy Wednesday. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Just as a reminder, on Thursdays, we are working through the Witchcraft Beyond the Basics, my intermediate non-denominational witchcraft course. And tomorrow is going to be lesson number 3. So if you aren't listening in on that, you may want to get in on that. That's going to be going on for a total of 6 weeks. So we're almost halfway through. Can you believe it? Crazy. All right. Today we're going to work on a spell, and it's a Mars spell. And you can use this as a curse. I don't recommend it unless you're also working with a psalm or an angel or something like that, because this one can really come back on you if you're not careful. I would instead of working on it with a person as a person, naming a person in the spell, I would do it on whatever the condition is. So even if it is a person, what's the condition? Let's see, 3.5 is what this is going to be. This is a 5-inch square of paper. And I'm just going to draw a quick little circle. And it doesn't have to be a particular measurement. It can be. It can be a harmonic of 5 if you want. I just think that's going to be, well, maybe, no, that's going to be too big. Let's see if I did a 1.25. It really isn't that important, but I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to use the harmonic. That's kind of small, though. I'm going to make this bigger. Sorry. Anyway, whatever the size circle, but do it in a light pencil. Okay. Now, all we want to do is take a red pen and write what it is that we are banishing or cursing, if you will. Again, if there's a person that's being a bully, let's say, rather than writing their name in here, I would say whatever the condition is, all bullying is now destroyed. It's a spell of destruction. It's Mars. So, thank you. So let's just say you were banishing. Let's say that there was cruelty coming at you from someplace. So rather than naming the person, I would say all cruelty. Like that. Then we're going to take and we're going to draw a series of little circles right on the line here. You want them touching. And you probably could go counterclockwise instead of clockwise, but I'm not very good at drawing counterclockwise circles, so I'm just going to go clockwise and know that it's fine. And this may take a while, but you want to just think about whatever it is that you're banishing being completely destroyed. Like I said, this is a spell of destruction. Think of the Tower card even, or whatever you want, but it's definitely martial in nature. And whenever we're working talismans like this, it's so important to think about what it is that you're doing and not just get so into the art and craft part of it that you forget that it's a magical operation. That's coming along. Red ink on white paper. Anybody can find a red pen, so no, you cannot substitute. No, you don't need to use blood. What are the other questions that I always get about stuff like this? What happens if you don't have a compass? Then just do it freehand if you want to, or use like a jar lid or some round thing as your guide. What happens if I can't draw a circle? Do your best. All right. Okay, so now at the 4 cardinal points, we're going to make these circles Mars symbols. You could do Mars symbols all the way around. You absolutely could do that. That would just be more time consuming, which is fine. Not necessarily for a stream, but that's fine. Okay. Now, oh shoot, I wanted to. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna do it inside. Make sure that you leave a little bit of a space inside. I'm gonna actually draw another pencil circle. I should have done that first, but that's okay. I still have my little dot in the middle, so I know where I am. Oh, that's too big. Another little light pencil circle here. And we're going to take Psalm number 37, number 15, verse 15. Now, if you don't like Psalms, you can just omit this. You don't have to do the Psalm, but I like the Psalm. Their swords shall enter their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Now, if there's another Psalm verse that you like better, you can use whatever you want. This is good on a Tuesday. Waning moon is best. Okay, there we go. Now, you could cut this out, but I'm just going to leave it as is because I didn't give myself a cutting guide. Or I could give myself a cutting guide. How about that? But if I just don't take a shortcut? Obviously, the best thing to do is start off with 3 circles, but this is fine too. Okay, let's just cut this out. Instead of taking shortcuts today. This can be something within your own personality that you are destroying. It doesn't have to be something that's external to you, and it definitely doesn't need to be a person. If you're going to curse a person, I would do a psalmic curse so that you're a little bit more protected. I could have put this more centered, but that's okay. All right, now we've got our little talisman. Now, you can, if you're burning incense, which I'm not burning incense today, you can wave it through the incense and you can anoint it with some oil. What I'm going to do is I've just got some honeysuckle cologne. You can use any Mars-oriented perfume you like. I'm just going to do one spray. Well, maybe 3. And then some anointing oil. Now, if you've got some Mars anointing oil that's specific to Mars, you can just omit the perfume, but this is unscented. So I'm just going to anoint the 4 cardinal points there. Ooh, that is very strong perfume, but it's yummy. Ooh, my goodness. I guess 1 would have been enough. Okay, so now I want to take a jar and some I'm going to take a jar and put a layer of nails on the bottom. Steel nails is fine. Steel or iron are both good Mars metals. Don't have to be stingy with these, unless you don't have a lot. And then I want to take some steel wool. If you can get a good chunk of it, that's the best. Okay. I want to roll this in the steel wool like a cinnamon roll away from me. I'm going to put another layer. I really want that martial energy to be completely engulfing whatever this is. Okay. Just stuff that in my jar. I might even put another layer of nails on top, just to weight it down a little bit. And seal this baby up like that. If you're going to do candles, you can do you can do a red candle or 4 red candles at the cardinal points. I'm not doing candles today, but I am going to start out with a circle of salt. Which you could also put on counterclockwise instead of clockwise like I just did. And then, I should have had this ready. I want to take a regular deck of cards. And I want the 4 aces. Or you could do all 5s. Let's do that instead. I like that better. Let's do all 5s. That way we're not going with the 4 elements. We're doing all Mars. So I'm going to pull out the 5s. 5. I'll put them in their correct elemental order. 5. It's actually what I meant to do. I don't know why I said the other one. Here's the 5. Okay. So I want so if you're facing south, which would be a good way to do this, since, this is martial, or you could face east, or you could face north. So I happen to be facing north right now, just because that's how my altar is set up. So I'm going to put the 5 of coins in the north, the 5 of spades, the 5 of diamonds in the north, the 5 of spades in the east, the 5 of clubs in the south, and the 5 of hearts in the west. Maybe I should put a candle here just to make it pretty. Hold on. Let's do a real one. And why not, I say, why not just do a real candle for a minute? This is one of those little baby candles. Okay, so I'm just going to let that candle burn down and out all by itself. But I do want to take a few minutes before I do that to really feel like not so much that the battle is happening, but that the situation is resolved. It's like, what'll it be once this thing is destroyed? What will I be experiencing once this thing is completely destroyed? And that's what I want to focus on, the outcome, not the process. And I really want to give this over to whatever the powers of Mars are in my belief system. For me, that's the Archangel Samael. But for you, that might be the goddess Athena or, whatever that means to you. Or if you're just one of those very sort of generic kind of oriented people, just the planet Mars. But you really want to feel like you're letting go of the problem. You're not responsible for its destruction because you've done your part. You've done the spell. Now you can focus on being completely done with it. Once that candle's burned down and out, I would put this away. I would put the 5s back in the deck. As far as the salt goes, you can save it and do something with it. I would just toss it personally, not in the garden. Salt is not good for the garden usually. I would just toss it, down the sink or something. And once the candles burn down and out, I will just put this away for an entire lunar phase. And then so if I'm doing this during the waning moon, if it's right at the full moon, then I'm going to hang on to it till the following full moon. If it's into the lunar phase, then I want to wait not till the next full moon, but the full moon after that. I want an entire lunar phase plus wait till the next full moon. On that next full moon, I just take this and I dispose of the whole jar, everything. I dispose of the whole jar. Don't open it up. Just know that it's already dead. Whatever's in there is dead. It's gone. It's been destroyed. And you just dispose of it responsibly, however you're supposed to dispose of things in your local government. That's how you dispose of it. Don't do anything, you could bury it, I suppose, if you own the land. There's nothing that says you can't do that. So if you're allowed to bury this jar with the nails and things in it in your garden, that's a great thing to do. But if you're not, then just put it in refuse. Just put it in the regular refuse. I'm having trouble these days with getting rid of things because I want to be very responsible ecologically. So if it comes down to you needing to recycle and things like that, you can open the jar and dispose of the ingredients individually if you need to. But in a perfect world, you leave the jar completely intact and you just toss it. And you just let it go completely or bury it. All right, let's see if we have any questions here. Oops. Can we write a person's name well, I guess you might have just tuned in because I think I talked about that several times. You can do anything you want, but if you're putting the person's name that's causing the cruelty, unless you're doing a psalm curse, you're really running the risk of having that attack come back on you, because what that then becomes is an attack. Even if you're defending yourself, it's called a counterattack because you're asking for their destruction. You're not asking for the cruelty to be destroyed. You're asking for them to be destroyed. So you got to be careful of that. You don't necessarily want them to be destroyed because then that's opening you up to be destroyed. That's how that works. So some people that are into destructive magic and cursing and things like that, they just put up a bunch of protections and they just go about their way, and they put it out of their mind and they don't worry about whether people get destroyed or not. I don't operate like that. I prefer to focus on the thing itself that's causing me problems, not necessarily trying to destroy a person, but destroying the outcome of that person. Now, if that person really is, if there's no other way out but doing a curse, I'll still take that curse to the Psalms rather than doing my own curse, because that protects me. I'm not going to get harmed. It's not going to come back on me. But this will come back on you. So that's why I would recommend that you only destroy situations, that you only destroy conditions, not people, because destroying a person is real serious business and it can have major ramifications. Imagine if that person died because of your spell. That's on you. No matter how mean they were to you. No matter how mean they were to you, that's still on you. So be careful of destructive magic like that when you're naming people. Yeah, steel does correspond to Mars. Steel and iron both. Anything else? And you're going to have differences of opinions about correspondences. In my system, steel corresponds to Mars. Okay. All right, it looks like we did all of the questions. Thank you so much for being here today. I so appreciate you. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators, Diane, Vanessa, and Deline. And we will be back tomorrow with lesson 3 of Witchcraft Beyond the Basics. Until then, blessed be.